All right. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. For those of you watching online, my name is Elliott. I'm the VP of Marketing here at Jotform, and it's my pleasure to welcome everyone tuning in today for the live launch event of Jotform Boards. Exciting. All right. Today, we'll dive into what makes boards such a big step forward for the Jotform user experience. We'll have a product overview, explore its benefits, present a live demo, and finish up with some real-life use cases and examples. Stay tuned for all that, and if you have any questions during the event, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. But first, the big question. What is Jotform Boards? Well, in the simplest terms, you can think of it as a product that helps you manage tasks and process work collaboratively within Jotform, allowing you to capture and resolve customer requests. It works by automatically generating tasks from form submissions, workflows, and even AI conversations for you to track and assign to your team through an easy drag-and-drop interface. So you can manage and collaborate on your data, responses, customer requests, and projects all in one place without ever leaving Jotform. No need to export data to a third-party service. So that's Jotform Boards in a nutshell. But what sets it apart, and why do you need it? Well, if you struggle keeping track of customer requests through your forms, if you're tired of using multiple software platforms to manage your work, or if you just want to automate and collaborate on more tasks with your team, Jotform Boards is for you. It's designed with 4 staples in mind: being user-friendly, collaborative, customizable, and connected. Let's dive more into each of those. First and foremost, Jotform Boards is user-friendly and incredibly easy to use. You can organize work by creating group columns and task cards, visualizing progress at a glance. Tasks can be created from scratch or by linking your board with existing forms, workflows, and AI agents. Then, just drag and drop them around the board and review any actions through the activity log for total visibility into how work is progressing. Next, collaboration is at the heart of Jotform Boards. You can share boards with your team, manage access, and assign tasks to one or multiple team members. You can also add due dates, descriptions, custom tags, comments, and more to tasks, ensuring you're always on the same page with your team. Next, every business is unique, so we let you customize Jotform Boards to match your specific process. Create custom task card fields, control how cards are displayed, set up your own group columns, and much more. You can even personalize the background theme to match your style. Finally, and potentially most important, Jotform Boards are connected, seamlessly integrating with other Jotform products to create actionable tasks from multiple channels, including form submissions, workflow steps, and AI agent conversations. For example, if a product order form is submitted, that order can be automatically added to an order tracking board with all the relevant details. Or if an applicant is approved by a manager in a hiring workflow, that can trigger an acceptance letter task being added to an application management board. Or if a customer asks your Jotform AI agent for a follow-up, the agent can instantly add that request to your board as a task for resolution. You can even link all these channels to a single board, so inputs from any of them show up in the same place. Or inversely, you can have a single channel generate tasks on different boards based on the request. For example, if a user places an order with an AI agent, that task can route to a new order board. But if they ask for a refund, you can route that task to a separate refund board. Ultimately, however you use Jotform Boards, our goal is to give you a seamless way to collaborate with your team on tasks, organize and visualize your data in one place from any channel, manage projects at a glance, and save you time capturing and resolving every customer request. For all of this, Jotform Boards is available at no additional cost, so you can try it for free. A great place to start is our gallery of over 1,000 ready-made templates for a variety of use cases and industries, so you can choose the best one for you and start managing tasks within minutes. Now, enough talking, it's time to see Jotform Boards in action for yourself. Next up, we have a live product demo from Kimberly, then Lainie will take us through some real-life use cases and examples. Over to you, Kimberly.
Thanks, Elliott. Hey everyone, my name is Kimberly Pulito and I'm the Customer Education Specialist here at Jotform, and it is officially time for us to jump into the demo for Jotform Boards. Now, we're going to cover how to utilize boards with a form. We're going to talk about how to create one from scratch as well as from a template. We're going to talk about how to utilize boards from the workflow process as well as AI agents. We can create a task from the conversations your users are having with it. We're also going to talk about how to customize your board and then also how to add team members to your board to help you take care of all of these tasks that you're going to have. So let me go ahead and pull up my screen. Now, first, let's talk about the different ways that we can create a board from within your workspace. Now, the first way is from a form. So if we choose a form, we can see here up at the top, we have the boards option. I can come over here to the right and choose more. And then we also have create board in the data column. Or we can choose to edit our form. And in the top left-hand corner where it says form builder, we can jump over to boards and the board will populate for us there. All right. Let's go ahead and head back to our workspace, and I'm going to choose to create a board. And here are different ways that you can create a board. Of course, we have our scratch option. We can utilize a template, and we can choose to select a form from here, or we can import a board from a third-party platform. So let's go ahead and go back, and let's look at our template options. Now, as always, if you know of a template that you're looking for, you can always use a search option up here at the top. And as of right now, it's sorted by popular, but we have different use cases, industries, teams, and languages as well. So let's go ahead and exit out of this. And I want to create a workflow off of my travel request form. So let's go ahead and edit our form. And I'm going to head up to our settings. Then on the left-hand side, we have our workflows, and I'm going to create a workflow. So we can see the starting point is our travel request form, and I want this to be an approval process. And then we're going to have approve and deny. And we can choose the two outcomes. And from here, we will have an email go to that person who is filling out the form. But we also want to create a task if it is approved. So let's jump over to integrations. And we have Jotform Boards. Let me bring that task in right here. Now, as of right now, we haven't created a board, but if I click on complete settings, it's going to create that board for us. So once we choose select, we have an untitled board, and this is the board that it just created. Next, we want to match our task fields to the form. So for the title, I want that to be their name. For our due date, I want that to be our departure date. And for our tags, I want that to be the type of travel. And then for description, I want that to be our desired destination. So we can save and we are good to go. Now, top left-hand corner, I'm going to jump from our workflow builder back over into our form builder. And then from here, back over to boards. So here we can see that untitled board, and I think travel request board is perfect. That matches the form. We have our different task groups. We have backlog, waiting, in progress, and done. And if we want, we can change these. We can change the colors. We can also add in a new group if we want. And we can even import existing submissions. So if you've been using this form for a while and you have people who have been utilizing it, you can bring those past ones in. So I'm going to go ahead and choose next. And here I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing we did over there. Let's choose our different fields. And right down here, we have our form fields on the task card. And as of right now, it's showing name, email, and phone number. And we can choose 2 more for a total of 5. And I personally don't need the email, but I do want their destination, departure date, and their type of travel. So let's go ahead and create. Now, if this is your first time building a board, you're going to have these 2 cards here. These are considered onboarding tips. So we can go ahead and delete these once you've reviewed those tips. And you can see all those submissions that were imported. They're going to be over here on the backlog, and any new submission that comes in is also going to land in that backlog. Now, it's super easy to move cards. We can just move them where they need to be. So I'm just going to move these around a little bit. And if we come up here to our connected assets, we have our travel request form and we have our travel request workflow. So next, let's get our board connected to one of our AI agents. So that way, anytime our customers have a conversation with our agent, it can trigger a task on our board. So I'm going to head back to that main workspace, and I'm going to use our travel support AI agent. So let's go ahead and edit that agent. Then we'll jump up to train. Then on the left-hand side, we're going to choose tools and then search for boards. And here we can see create task on Jotform board. Now we're going to need to tell the agent how we want it to use this tool in our conversations, and we also need to select a board. So I'm going to go ahead and choose our travel request board, and then let's enter a prompt. I'm going to do create a task when user reports an issue about their booking. So let's go ahead and save and give this a test. And we'll say, I have an issue with my booking. Now it wants a description. I'm going to say that I need to reschedule. Now from here, we can always start the form filling process, but for this example, I'm going to go ahead and jump out of our preview. I'm going to open our board back up. And right over here, we have that reschedule appointment card, and we can view that entire conversation here. All right, let's go ahead and X out of this. Now we can see connected assets. So we have three. We have that travel request form, we have the travel support AI agents, and then we also have that travel request workflow. Now, like I mentioned, you may end up needing support from all of these tasks that are going to be flooding in. So in the top right-hand corner, we have the share option. And as of right now, it is a private board, but we can change that. We can choose settings and have the ability to make it company access. And we can also place overarching permission. So if I go back, we can even invite by email. And from here, we can choose individual permissions. So let's cancel out of that. And we can also create a link to send one-on-one. Now, once your members accept the invite, you can choose a card, and you can add a comment, and you can use the @ sign to tag your members in a card. Now, lastly, let's look at our board settings. First is going to be our task field. So if we'd like to edit any of these from here, we can. We can even change any of the options from within here. So we can also add in new fields from text, multiple choice, adding in a date field, and we can even add in attachments and images. But keep in mind that you can only add in 5 additional ones in addition to those original tasks. So if we head back, next up is going to be the card view. So as of right now, everything is visible on the card, but if you want, you can turn all of these off, and we can see what that looks like up here, and we can turn them all back on. Perfect. So let's go ahead and back out. Next is going to be the theme. Now this is where you can change the way your board looks. So you can choose from multiple types of colors, or you can choose from a background image. You can upload that to fit your brand. Now, a lot of things that we do over here in settings, we can also do on these individual groups. We can rename, we can edit the color, we can even import submissions to this specific group if we would like. Now, if you end up getting too many submissions and you have to search for one specifically, you can use a search option, and you can also filter and use the quick filters like assigned to me, due this week, overdue, in addition to the normal card fields. And that is it for our boards demo. So let's go ahead and jump over to Lainie, and she's going to share with us some use cases and user examples. Lainie?
Thank you, Kimberly, for walking everyone through the features and functionality of Jotform Boards. Now that we've had a quick tour of the product, I'd like to highlight a few ways you can use Jotform Boards to provide exceptional customer service and streamline requests. Let's start with using Jotform Boards with forms. You can connect any customer-facing form to a board to automatically convert form responses into tasks, prioritize those tasks, and visually track their progress. Additionally, teams can use Jotform Boards to collaborate and manage cross-departmental tasks. For example, when HR needs a laptop for a new hire, instead of sending an email to IT that requires manual follow-up, HR can fill out an equipment request form tied to a board for IT. That form submission will automatically create a task so the IT team knows exactly what to provide. Regardless of what kind of form you use with Jotform Boards, you can customize the task priority level and due date and assign it to a team member. Assignees automatically receive an email notification with a link to the task so nothing gets missed. You can also train Jotform's AI agents to create tasks based on their conversation. Jotform Boards are a great way to facilitate a seamless handoff to a real person, ensuring every customer need is met. Let's say you run a nonprofit and rely on your website to attract volunteers and donors. By combining the power of Jotform AI agents with boards, you can engage visitors, route them to forms, and organize follow-ups. After welcoming website visitors and offering assistance, Jotform AI agents can be trained to gather key information for tasks. If the visitor expresses an interest in volunteering, the AI agent creates a new task that includes the form submitter's contact details. A team member can then be assigned to follow up and track the task to completion. If the visitor wants to make a one-time donation, the AI agent can help them complete the payment and add the interaction as a task to the appropriate board. This could include sending a thank you note and adding a donor to your annual giving campaign. Should the visitor express an interest in becoming a member, the AI agent can walk them through that process and then create a task to send them a personalized thank you note, welcome gift, and invitations to member-only events. Jotform Boards also works seamlessly with workflows to help you prioritize tasks and team resources. For example, say you have a real estate agency with multiple inquiries about listing and buying properties, but you want to focus on the leads who meet certain criteria. You can use workflows to ensure new tasks are only added to your board after a potential lead clears that hurdle. Simply create a workflow that sorts clients based on your required criteria. For example, if a customer wants to buy a home within a really tight time frame, you can open a task on the buying agent's board. If they want to sell a house in a particularly competitive area, you can create a task on the listing agent's board. It's also possible to create tasks on multiple boards. So if a customer wanted to sell their current home and purchase a new one, you could create tasks for both the buying and the listing agent. Jotform Boards empower you to prioritize and route customers to the right teams at the right time for outstanding service experiences. We hope you're inspired by all you can accomplish with Jotform Boards. Before I hand it back over to Elliott to close us out, we've got a short video to share with you. Let's take a look.
Did you get all that?
Yeah, no sweat.
Great.
I need the Jotformer. J-O-T. Actually, this is probably easier. Jotformer, I need help! Jotformer!
Oh, hey, what's up?
There has to be a better way to manage all of these requests.
Why don't you just use Jotform Boards? It automatically generates actionable tasks from form submissions, workflows, and even AI conversations for easy tracking and team assignment, allowing you to manage, delegate, and collaborate on tasks in real time, ensuring every customer request is captured and resolved. And best of all, look, no more sticky notes. My job here is done. Jotform Boards. Capture and resolve every customer request.
All right, thank you. That was fun. Thank you, Lainie, and thank you again, Kimberly. That brings us to the end of the event. So I also want to thank everyone who joined us today, wherever you're watching from. I hope you all enjoyed learning about Jotform Boards. We are so excited for this product and can't wait for everyone to experience it. Remember, you can start using Boards for free today by visiting the link or scanning the QR code. So please, try it out yourself and let us know how it goes. Thank you again, and until next time, goodbye for now. All right.